Hi everyone, Rebecca Connolly again. Thank you so much for participating so far in our Secrets of a Spinster pre-launch party. It's been really great to share this with you, and continue to stay tuned because there's more to come. And thank you for participating in this Ask the Author event. It's been really great to see your questions and to come up with my answers. And the winner of our Amazon gift card drawing is Nicole Wilson. So Nicole, please get in touch with me through the Facebook page so that I can get your address and send this card off to you. And now we will get to the fun part of answering your questions. The first question is, how many books are in the series and who else gets a story? It's a combination question. So we already have Nathan's story and Derek's story, and now we have Jeff's in Secrets of a Spinster. Following Jeff is Duncan, and his book should be released in November of this year if all goes according to plan. And the last book is about Colin. Colin's the grand finale. He has to be. It's Colin. So there's those 5, and they are the official series. But since I write supporting characters that I fall in love with and have to have a story for, there is a spin-off book following Colin's for his twin brother Kit. And then there is another spin-off story after that for a character that you haven't really met yet, but you will, and hopefully you will love him as much as I do. And I won't tell you about him because you don't know him. It's not going to mean as much to you. So there's 5 books with 2 spin-offs, so you can either call it a 5-book series or a 7-book series, depending on how you look at it. So that's how this goes. The next question is, who is your favorite character so far and why? And I can't tell you that because you don't know this character yet, but my favorite character comes up in another couple of books. Actually, this character comes up in the next book. But you don't know this character yet, so I can't tell you why this character is my favorite, but it is a vibrant and alive character, and it's the best character that I've ever created, and I can't wait for you to meet this person. But until then, we'll say that my favorite character is Colin, but don't tell him he's the runner-up because he'll never forgive me. But Colin is the plucky comic relief. He takes over every scene he's in. He lightens the mood. He cracks me up. Hopefully you love him, because I do. I love every time I get to throw Colin into a situation and see what he does. It's phenomenal. So we'll say he's my favorite character until you meet this next one, and we'll just have to have this conversation again at that time so that we can talk all about this character. The next question is, who has been your favorite character to write so far? Which character in the arrangement series? And this is kind of tied with who is my favorite character, but honestly, probably Colin, because I never know what Colin's going to say. He's a riot, and he just says whatever he wants. And it's really fun to be able to have that kind of freedom, to have created this character that just says and does whatever he wants and just gets away with it. And I just love it. It's fun to do that. It's fun to play with him. But also my other favorite character, who's a big secret right now, this character is very much the same way. And it's really fun because eventually this character and Colin interact a lot, and so that's just a riot. Any scene that I wrote with those 2 characters is just crazy and fun, and I love it. I laugh so much. Anytime that character or Colin are anywhere on the page, I'm grinning writing it. So I would say this character and Colin again. The next question is, are any of your characters based on yourself or family members and friends? The short answer is no. But in the main character of Mary Hamilton in Secrets of a Spinster, I do have some relation with. She's not based on me, but because of her experience, because of her situation, I was able to relate in a different way. I was able to share some personal feelings and experiences in that character, through that character, in a bit of a different way, and so I'm really excited to share that with you. But she's not based on me or anyone that I know, and some of the other characters will have some qualities or traits that are from people that I know, but there is no character that is particularly based on anyone that I know. Maybe in the future I'll have characters that are based on my adorable nieces and nephews, but that's a very big maybe. And right now, no. there might be qualities, and some of my friends and families may recognize it, but no. The next question is, if you had to choose one of the men from your books for your own husband, which would it be and why? Oh, that's a hard question, but if I had to choose one of the men that I've written, I think I would love to be married to Duncan Bray, and I know you don't know him that well right now. His book comes next and you'll get to know him, but he is, oh, he's probably my favorite. Don't tell the others, but he is a gentle giant. He is generous and kind. He is overprotective. He is funny. He is strong and handsome, and I'm spoiling a little bit, but he can do a perfect Scottish accent, so there's that going for him. I just love him. I would choose him in a heartbeat, and if there is a man named Duncan Bray out there, I am so sorry, but maybe we could meet. That'd be great. The next question is, what do you have coming in regards to future works? I actually just finished this week the second book in the next series that follows this. The character that kicks it off in the first book is a character that you will meet at the end of the Arrangement series, and I won't tell you too much about him because that would spoil things. But he opened another world for us, so I was really excited about that and about the possibilities there. And so I built another series around him, and it's 4 books about 4 different men that lead very interesting lives, and it's been really fun to go a little bit out of my comfort zone and do more research and figure out what to do with them and how to spin their story. So I'm really excited about that. And there's another series that spins off of that that I will start writing as soon as I get the rest of this done. The next question is, when did you fall in love with the Regency era? And that's a hard question, but I think I fell in love with it between the ages of 10 and 12. I was exposed at that point to the 1995 BBC version of Pride and Prejudice with Colin Firth. And I just fell in love with Mr. Darcy, and I fell in love with Elizabeth Bennet. She's fantastic, isn't she? I just adore her. She's a strong woman with strong ideas and opinions, and she makes some mistakes, but we just love her. She's fantastic, and I wanted to be her. I wanted to be her so badly. If there was a Halloween costume for Elizabeth Bennet, I'm pretty sure I would have had it. But I just loved the manners and the charm and the propriety, the outfits. I loved it all, and I just wanted to tell stories in that era. It's always been my favorite. But I do plan on dabbling in the Victorian era in the future, so we'll see how that goes, and maybe I'll fall in love with that one too. The next question is, how much research goes into each book? And the answer to that question is, it depends on the book. I never know until I really get into a story and really lay it out where it's going to go or what I need to know in order to get things going. So I kind of research as I go, depending on questions that come to my mind as I'm writing. Unless I know something that's going to be established that I need details on, then I will research a lot to get that right. I think it's important to be as accurate as I can. I do miss things, and there have been times when I've gone back to a story because I learned something. And sometimes it's too late, but I catch it if I can. I feel like it's important to be accurate with a book that I'm writing, especially in a different time period. But I do miss things. I'm not perfect, and I'm not a researcher, but I try. Okay, moving on. Question of, besides Jane Austen, what other authors have had a huge impact on your writing? And I will go ahead and start off with the Brontes. I just love them. I love the Gothic romance as well. I think that there are some great emotions and situations that they explore in them. I love Louisa May Alcott. I love Little Women and that series. I think it's great. I love those characters, and I love the sentiment in that writing as well. I do love another little book by Louisa May Alcott called The Inheritance. It's one of my all-time favorite books, and it's so sweet. It's so good. Check it out. Recent authors, I would say Shannon Hale. I love Austenland to death. I love the book, so please go read that. If you've seen the movie, you will absolutely love the book. And if you love the book, check out the movie. It's different, but it's fun. And my friend and fellow author Soraya Wilson, I love her and I love her work. She's been a great mentor to me. You should check out her series, The Royals of Montera. It's wonderful and fantastic, and I was honored to be able to write a fan fiction novella for her Kindle Worlds called Royal Date. It's great. Not mine, her series is. It's all so much fun, so check her out as well. The next question is, what is my favorite book? And I have to say my favorite book is probably The Scarlet Pimpernel. I just adore that story. It's adventure, it's romance, it's intrigue, it's so good. I just love it. If you've never read it, you need to. You absolutely have to. It's amazing. I love Sir Percy Blakeney. I think he's great. And if there was ever anything awesome that I could write, my dream would be to write a new adaptation of The Scarlet Pimpernel for the film. I would love it, or a mini-series, anything like that. I would just love it. Another favorite, I do love Pride and Prejudice. I have multiple editions of that, but maybe more than Pride and Prejudice is Persuasion by Jane Austen. There is something very, very special about Anne Elliot, and I just love her. And I love Captain Wentworth. Goodness sakes. There's a man after my own heart. The last question of the night is, what draws me to the romance genre? Well, the short answer is I'm a hopeless romantic and I can't help myself. I love a good love story. I love pining and swooning and falling all over myself because I just can't handle the feels anymore. I just love love stories. I love happily ever afters, and I want to tell them. I want to tell as many of them as I can. And that's one of the reasons why I write, is because in writing I can create these wonderful characters and tell their happily ever afters, and they come alive for me. They are their own people, and I want to give each of them a happily ever after. And there's bumps and bruises along the way and hard times, but the happily ever after is worth it. And probably one of the reasons why I can't help myself but write epilogues, because happily ever after just keeps going, and I love it. Thank you for participating in this. Thank you for listening to me go on and on about this. Please continue to reach out to me and ask me questions, and I hope that I will be able to make this a regular thing and answer your questions more as we go on.